Good day, class. Today we will discuss about posting transactions of a merchandising business in general and special journals. We are already familiar with this topic because this topic is the same with recording general special journals for a service type of business. So now, magko-concentrate tayo dito sa merchandising business at tatalakayin natin ang general and special journals at later on, makikita ninyo ang format ng ating binabanggit na journals. So, what is it all about? The use of business journals requires the posting of transactions, usually done manually by an accounting clerk or bookkeeper. A merchandising business where the volume of transactions needs to identify appropriate journals for recording. Merchandising business nature shall give rise to the idea wherein different transactions require different journals, such as the general journal and other special journals. Dito pa lang sa general journal at special journals, kayo ay may prior knowledge na. The ultimate goal of merchandising business is the faster the sale of inventory and collection of cash payments, the higher the profits. Of course, the profit or income helps you sustain business operations and defray operating expenses for smooth sailing business transactions. Ibig sabihin, kung mas mabilis yung turnover ng inyong merchandise inventory o mas mabilis yung inyong bentahan, mas malaki ang profit kasi mas nalilesen yung mga expenses like sa utility o kaya naman sa renta. Yan. Kaya, meron tayong mga sistemang ginagamit sa bookkeeping, accounting para mas effectively ay mamonitor natin at magawa yung pinaka-process na mabilisan. The rationale for recording business transactions. Accountants and bookkeepers suggest having sufficient documentation and the usual supporting papers such as the official receipts, purchase invoice, sales invoice, and other source documents as proof of evidence to warrant the transactions consummated. It will provide businesses with reference in retrieving supporting papers during audit or regular financial records review. Sabi nga natin, kahit sa service type of business, magsisimula lang tayo mag-record kung tayo ay may pinagbabasehan o pinagbabatayan na mga documents or business documents. Kagaya nga ng sa merchandising business, we have this official receipts pa rin. No? Nadagdag lang itong mga purchase invoice, sales invoice, at iba pang mga source documents. Magagamit to para as reference at kapag nag-audit. Given the accurate analysis of business transactions, accountants may easily find audit transactions with attachments that are up-to-date, clear, and free from material alterations that would put the transactions into doubt. Some examples of recurring business transactions requiring source documents and a strong record-keeping system are buying and selling, borrowing, deposits, cash withdrawals and cashments, transfer balances, accommodation, credit lines, loans, and purchases, and among others. All these transactions have monetary considerations that need sufficient evidence necessary to prove it. Lahat ng mga nabanggit ay may kakibat na monetary considerations, di ba? May transaction, babayaran, so may involved na pera. Kung kaya't kinakailangan natin ng proper recording of that business transaction. So, the significance of a record-keeping system, number one, it helps in managing business accounts, profits, payments, and cash receipts. Actually, guys, itong mga babasahin natin ito ay self-explanatory na lang. Madali nyo maintindihan since meron na rin naman kayong idea gawa nga nung sa ating service type of business. Again, number 1, it helps in managing business accounts, profits, payments, and cash receipts. Number 2, it serves as a basis for the development of new strategies. Habang kayo ay nagpa-practice ng isang bagay, at habang nagagamay nyo na kung paano yung proseso nito, nagkakaroon na kayo ng mas magandang strategy para mas mapabilis ang ating trabaho. So, ganun din naman sa bookkeeping or sa record keeping ng ating mga business transactions. Ginagamit natin itong record keeping system as references or basis para ma-develop natin ang isang bagong strategy. Number 3, it helps in finding solutions for business issues. It helps in monitoring business performance, growth rate, and profit analysis. Reasons to write down in and out of money. Number 1, the owner does not combine personal finances with the business money. Kaya kailangan natin magsulat, mag-record ng ating business transactions. Sabi sa number 1, magkaiba ang personal transaction at business transaction. May separate personality ang ating negosyo. Kaya hindi dapat mag-mix ating mga pera. Number 2, know when to buy on credit or the purchase on account or sell on credit or the accounts receivable. Sa pamamagitan ng pagre-record natin or isusulat natin yung ating mga transactions, ay ma-monitor natin. Kailan ba natin dapat paunlakan si customer para magbenta tayo on credit? Kailan dapat na hindi tayo dapat magpautang? Yun lang ibig sabihin nun. Kasi nakikita natin, na-monitor natin mula doon sa record na kung si customer na ito ay marami ng utang, dapat ay pigilan na natin, i-controlin na natin, so hindi na dapat natin siya pautangin. Kasi kung wala kang record system, paano maalala na 10 beses ka na pala nagpautang? Number 3, instill transparency in recording all the business finances. Of course, di ba? Number 4, the fear of a person cheating others or trust issues. Okay? Sabihin natin, dun pa rin sa papautang. Sa pamamagitan ng ating record, walang maidadahilan si customer para siya ay mangutang ulit. Sabi nga rito, fear of person cheating others. Niloloko ka na pala. Sinasabi, ay bayad na ako nung nakaraang linggo. Bayad na ako kahapon. Okay? So, kung wala kang record system, hindi mo masasabi or mapapatunayan na siya ay may utang pa palang nag-i-exist. Okay? Pangalawa, pagdating dyan sa trust issues na yan, kung kayo ay merong kasosyo, diba? Mga kapartner sa negosyo, baka ka naman kayong dalawa ay walang rin trust issues. So, kinakailangan talaga na meron kayong record keeping. Number 5, accurate administration of net proceeds, net income, or net loss for the accounting periods with banks, suppliers, creditors, and other groups with legitimate transactions to do with the business. Accurate administration daw ng net proceeds, net income, net loss. Ibig sabihin, sa pamamagitan ng analysis na magagawa natin pagka tayo ay nagre-record ng ating mga business transactions, mas na-administer natin ng maigi, na ma-manage natin ng maigi yung mga susunod nating gagawin. Okay? In relation doon sa ating income. Kung tayo ay nag-income ba or net loss, tayo ay nakakagawa ng hakbang patungkol naman sa ating mga suppliers, creditors sa bangko. Alam natin ang gagawin natin kung tayo ay merong record system. Documents for excellent record keeping includes, number 1, business accounts for checking, savings, investing, and credits. Number 2, an income and expense ledger or appropriate software program to record all cash business transactions by date and category. itong ating record keeping na ginagawa o yung ating mismong pinagre-recordan, it serves as the document itself. Okay? Para ma-compute natin yung ating mga income, net income, yung ating mga expenses na na-incur, at ito ay chronological order. Number 3, inventory involves physical counting and valuation, where it is done at least annually at the end of the fiscal or calendar year. So, anong document ito? Yung inventory natin. Number 4, a depreciation schedule for business assets showing assets, bases such as historical cost and cost valuation or net realizable value. So, anong document ito? Yung schedule of depreciation. So, diyan natin nakikita kung magkano na yung accumulated depreciation ng isang particular na asset natin. Benefits of having an excellent recording system. When recording economic events using the different transaction journals will guide business owners to write down how much money comes in and how much money goes out of the business. Nalalaman natin magkano na nga ba ang pumapasok sa ating pera at magkano na rin yung nailalabas natin. At dito nalalaman natin kung sumusobra na pala yung ating nailalabas na pera kaysa doon sa natatanggap natin. Okay? Because we have these records. When the owner keeps and maintains an accurate book of accounts, it can help improve the business performance sapagkat nare-review natin. Pag nare-review natin, na-analyze natin yung mga nangyayari. So, nakaka-isip pa tayo ng mas magandang strategy para mas maigi pa yung ating business performance. Journals can help determine and measure quantifiable economic events, and recording becomes a prerequisite in monitoring and controlling business activities for successful business operations. The use of transaction journals ensures adequate recording of all financial transactions in the business. Kaya nga kailangan, meron tayong mga journal entry sa bawat transaction na nangyayari. A single person or employee has a limitation on how much he can keep in his mind. Okay? Totoo yan, sapagkat hindi naman lahat ay natatandaan natin, For long period of time, matatandaan pa ba natin yung nangyari last week, last month in detail? Kaya, meron tayong recording na ginagawa. Dahil hindi nga natin kayang tandaan ang lahat ng nangyayari sa ating business. So, let's talk about the general journal and the special journals. It is a chronological record of the entity's transactions. General journal for merchandising business is the same with the general journal for the service type of business. A journal entry shows all the effects of a business transaction in terms of debits and credits. So, meron ding debits and credits ang general journal ng merchandising business. Each transaction is initially recorded in a journal rather than directly in the ledger. A general journal is called the book of original entry. The nature and volume of business transactions determine the number of types of journals needed, where the general journal is the simplest. Let us examine the foregoing transactions posted in the general journal, simple pro forma as shown below. So this is the transaction. On January 2, 2020, let us say, J. Reyes opened his business and invested the following assets. Cash, 100,000. Accounts receivable, 400,000. Merchandise inventory, 250,000. Prepaid supplies, 10,000. So, i-journalize na natin yung ginawa nating pag-i-invest sa business. And this is the journal entry. So, para sa date na January 2, 2020, makikita nyo, sa account titles and explanations, yan yung ating mga account titles. Tapos, andyan yung columns ng debit and credit. So, same pa rin siya doon sa ating service type of business. So dito, makita natin yung mga debit entries, cash, accounts receivable, merchandise inventory, prepaid supplies, and the credit, yung capital ni J. Reyes. So this is to record initial investments made by J. Reyes. So, iyan ay makikita natin sa General Journal. Now, we have this Special Journal. In anticipation of voluminous transactions in merchandising business, it would become tedious to shift all transactions having with different nature in a single journal. In helping is reviewing similar transactions in the book of accounts, special journals record similar business transactions. Sabi rito, no? Special journals record similar business transactions. Kung paulit-ulit na lang yung transaction na nangyayari, masyadong specious. Kung paulit-ulit mo rin siyang isusulat one by one. So, meron tayong special journal na kung saan medyo summarize na yung similar transactions. So, with debit and credit pa rin. Later on, makikita natin. Special journals permit a division of labor. The bookkeeping process will be handled by many persons responsible for the particular type of business transaction when recording it. Through this, it reduces recording time because transactions identified and registered to the appropriate journals already. So, yung paggamit ng special journal, lalo kung masyadong marami, voluminous yung transactions, mayroong, lalo yung sa mga malalaking kumpanya, no? Like the SM. So, may mga division of labor sila dyan. So, kagaya nito, meron silang umahawak sa, sa sales. Merong umahawak sa purchases. Merong umahawak sa accounts payable. Merong umahawak sa accounts receivable. So, it reduces recording time. Kasi merong particular na naka-assign para sa specific transactions na yun. At kung sa isang buong araw, lahat ng transactions na yun ay nag-i-exist. So, sabay-sabay din na i-record dyan ng iba't ibang bookkeeper. So, talagang nakaka-less ng oras sa pagre-record. Sales journal. Sales of merchandise are usually either paid in cash or on account basis. Cash sales for retailers like in the department stores run on cash register tapes, then summarized in a cash summary report and entered in the sales journal based on the total amount. So, kung mapapansin nyo nga, kung kayo ay nasa mga mall, so meron silang ginagamit na cash register. So, pinapasok nila ron, and then, mayroong cash summary report, and then, sa kanila ilalagay sa sales journal na based na lang doon sa total amount. So, let us examine the foregoing transactions posted on the sales journal, simple pro forma as shown below. Transaction details, January 2020. January 2, sold goods to LU store, 5,000. January 4, sold goods to 1 Hour Trading, 7,500. January 5, sold goods to Jump Store, 4,500. January 6, cash sales for the week, 8,000. Dito makikita natin sa special journal na ito ang sales journal. So makikita natin column by column yung date, tapos yung customers, tapos yung invoice number, tapos yung column ng accounts receivable na siya ay debit syempre kasi siya ay nakakabenta. Tapos may column din man para sa cash sales debit and then sales credit. So usually talaga guys, pagka sales journal, ito ay more on account or on credit. So meron pa ring cash sales dito para lang mag-balance yung debit at credit. Kasi naka-credit at yung sales mo rito. So pag wala pa rin yung cash sales debit column, anong gagawin mong debit? So wala. So dapat ay nandiyan pa rin. But still, ang sales journal more on credit. Cash receipts journal, it's a book of original entry where all cash receipt transactions recorded as cash investment, loans, cash sales, collections of customers' accounts, and cash refunds. So, cash receipts journal, all about the cash receipts. Let us examine the foregoing transactions. January 1, June made cash investments 50,000. June 2, borrowed from DBU of 50,000 and issued a 90-day 18% note. January 6, cash sales again. For the week, 8,000. January 8, collected 5,000 from Reyes Trading. January 10, collected in full from Champ Store, 4,500. So, tingnan natin yung cash receipts journal nito. Ito siya. So, andyan pa rin yung date, tapos yung customer's name, and then yung explanation column, tapos yung OR kasi cash receipts. So, pagka ikaw ay tumanggap ng cash, mag-i-issue ka ng OR or official receipt. And then, ito na yung column ng cash as debit. Siyempre, cash receipts journal yan. So, gagamit tayo ng debit yan sa transaction. So, cash debit. And then, column for sales discount, accounts receivable na credit, tapos cash sales credit. And then, yung sundry. So, ito ay cash receipts journal. Yung investment, na nagpasok ka ng 50,000 cash. Ayan, so record mo siya dyan. At ilagay mo sa sundry credit 50,000. Yung loan mo na 50,000, kaya nag-cash ka ng debit. Nag-credit ka rito ng loans payable na 50,000. So, lagay din sa sundry. Tapos, meron kang note dyan, no, sa explanation. 90-day, 18% note. Tapos, cash sales. So, cash debit, tapos cash sales credit. Partial collection, 5,000. Full collection, 4,410. Tapos, meron ding nilagay na 90 pesos doon sa discount column. Okay? Dapat yan, balance pa rin. Sundry account. Ano ba itong sundry account? Itong sundry account, bagsakan lang muna yan. Temporary holding place, kumbaga. So, kasi marami yan voluminous transactions. So, dyan na muna siya temporarily. And then, at the end of the day, ililipat din naman siya doon sa rightful place niya, kumbaga. So, yan naman yung sundry. Kasi ang pinaka-focus dito ay itong portion na ito. Since this is cash receipts journal na may kinalaman sa bentahan ng merchandise. Purchases journal. Purchases of merchandise are usually on cash or on account. Normally, dapat talaga to ay on account. But still, kapag may cash, ilalagay pa rin natin, invoices given by the suppliers support this. On the other hand, a cash voucher supports any cash payment. Transactions. January 5, bought goods from Lee Trading on account, 9,000. January 8, bought goods from Bond Trading on account, 5,000. January 10, bought goods from Sparrow Trading, 2,500. So, ito ay cash. Ito yung kanyang purchases journal. So, yun. Dito ay andyan pa rin yung invoice number, tapos yung column ng purchases na debit, and then accounts payable credit, and then cash purchases credit. So, yung purchases, debit siya, 9,000, tapos payable, 9,000. Yung kay Bond Trading, ganun din. Yung kay Sparrow Trading, cash purchases to, 2,500. At ilagay mo siya sa cash purchases, 2,500 pa rin. Okay? Kasi ito ay may kinalaman pa rin sa purchase. Cash disbursements journal. Ito naman, kung kanina ay cash receipts, ito naman ay kabaliktaran. Disbursements. Okay? Lahat ng mga ilalabas na pera. Transaction. January 8, received down payment from Lex Trading, 2,000. January 10, cash purchases from Sparrow, 2,500. January 11, Lee withdrew 500. January 15, paid Lee Trading in full, 9,000. And January 20, cash refund to Siantan, 1,000. Ito pa rin yung kanyang cash disbursements journal. So, same columns, the date, the paid to or the customer, then yung explanation ng transaction, tapos yung invoice number, and then cash credit. Cash credit kasi cash disbursements to. So, nabawasan ka ng asset. And then, purchase discount credit contra purchases account. And then, yung accounts payable, tapos cash purchases debit. So, nandyan lahat yan. May sundry pa rin dito para doon nilagak si drawing at saka yung sa cash refund. That's temporary. Kailangan balanse pa rin yan, guys. Pagka hindi balanse, hanapin kung bakit hindi balanse. So, heto guys yung ating general journal at special journal para sa merchandising type of business. Balik-balikan nyo lang guys itong lesson na ito para mas ma-familiarize kayo dito sa format ng ating special journals. So now, for our question of the week, what is considered a sin in the whole accounting process? A. Abnormal balance. Letter B. Imbalance. Letter C. Zero balance. And letter D. Forced balance. So, comment your answers on the comment section. Hanggang dito lang guys ang ating lesson for this week. See you again next week for our new lesson. Have a nice day.